slowly and thoughtfully. Have you ever stopped to wonder what makes you you? Not just like your favorite color or the shoes you're wearing, but the deeper things. How you see the world, maybe what you believe, even the way you laugh. Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take your curiosity and really dive headfirst into some fascinating topics. And today, we're exploring something really fundamental: culture and identity.
Yeah, we've got some really interesting material here. It unpacks how culture shapes not just how we see ourselves, but also how others see us. It's kind of a journey, understanding what makes us unique, but also what connects us and how that all plays out in, well, everyday life.
Okay, so our mission today is to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge from the research and help you understand how truly powerful culture is in shaping your world. Think of it like getting a peek behind the curtain, all right? What makes people tick? So let's get into it. All right, to kick us off, let's get clear on what we actually mean by culture, because it's more than just the surface stuff, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Like the latest trends or whatever. What else is packed into that word?
That's a great question. Culture is much richer than just appearances. Our sources say it's like this huge tapestry, right? It includes things like traditions and customs.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the special ways maybe your family celebrates holidays or even just your daily routines.
Okay, yeah.
It also includes the languages we speak. And not just the words, but how we say them. Tone, body language, what we emphasize.
Ah, so the whole communication package, not just the dictionary definition. That makes sense.
Precisely. And yeah, of course, things like food, clothes, music, art, they're all really vibrant cultural expressions. We see those easily.
Right.
But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Culture isn't just what we do, it's also how we understand the world. It's our values, our beliefs, our ways of thinking, like invisible rules guiding us.
Wow, okay. Invisible rules. That's a deep thought. So if culture is kind of guiding our thought process, does the research say anything about how hard it might be to change that internal programming, especially if you like bump into a totally different culture?
That's a fantastic point. Yeah, the sources definitely highlight that. Culture is incredibly influential, for sure, but it's also dynamic. It can change and adapt. But those really deep-seated ways of thinking, they can be pretty persistent.
Uh-huh.
That's why sometimes, you might feel a bit jumbled
Hmm.
or confused when you step into a completely different cultural space. Your internal programming is trying to catch up.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that feeling. Okay, so now that we have a better handle on what culture is, let's connect it to identity, something super personal. How does this invisible programming actually shape who we are?
Well, the research makes it really clear. Our identity is profoundly influenced by the cultures we belong to. It's like having a hidden map kind of guiding you.
A hidden map. I like that.
Yeah. So first, it shapes your worldview. That means how you interpret things, how you interact with everything around you. School, friends, even big news events.
Okay, that's really powerful. So say if you grew up in a culture that really values the community over like individual wins, you might see yourself mainly as part of the group and make choices that benefit everyone, not just you. Am I getting that right?
You absolutely got it. That's a perfect example. And second, it influences our behaviors.
Yeah.
The choices we make every single day, often without even consciously thinking about it.
Right. Automatic pilot sometimes.
Kind of. And finally, it signals things to other people, where we come from, what matters to us. Sometimes without us even realizing we're sending those signals. It's like an unspoken language of who we are.
So, okay, when someone celebrates a holiday, maybe Nowruz or Ramadan or Thanksgiving, they're not just, having a party.
Not at all.
They're actually showing their cultural heritage, their values.
Mhm.
And you mentioned our sources talked about how these displays can sometimes be misread by outsiders. How might that happen? What are the common pitfalls there?
That's a really crucial point. Someone who isn't familiar might just see the surface stuff, right? The
Yeah.
food, the music.
Yeah, the fun parts.
Exactly. And they might totally miss the deeper meaning. Maybe it's about community or gratitude or spiritual reflection. The big pitfall is making assumptions based only on what looks familiar to you, instead of trying to understand the values underneath.
Hmm, okay.
Like some cultures have really big, loud, open celebrations. Others might be more quiet, more reflective. Both are totally valid ways to express joy or respect, right? But a misunderstanding could easily pop up if you expect one when you see the other.
Got it. So understanding the why is key.
Definitely. So if culture is that influential,
Mhm.
where do we first learn it?
The sources are pretty clear. Family. Family is often the primary place. Culture and identity get learned and passed on. It's like our very first classroom, way before actual school.
That makes total sense. Your family, they're your first teachers, your first little community.
Yeah.
But what kind of cultural knowledge do they share? Beyond, how to hold a fork, what are the really deep lessons?
Mm.
Slight chuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely beyond the cutlery, though. Hey, that's cultural too. Our sources highlight a whole range, things like languages and communication styles. Think about how your family talks, the phrases you use, maybe inside jokes, even how you show affection or disagreements.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
they pass on traditions and celebrations, those special rituals, the events that bring you together, maybe year after year.
And those can be super unique, right? Like maybe your family always has pizza on Friday nights. That's a micro tradition. Or our sources mention how some families might even have a microculture around problem solving. Like one family always debates things loudly, another prefers quiet agreement.
Exactly. It's amazing how those subtle patterns get ingrained from childhood. Those small, repeated actions become part of your cultural fabric.
Wow.
And finally, families teach us attitudes towards education, work, respect, what's seen as important in life, how hard you should try, how you treat others, especially elders maybe. These values often get instilled really early, shaping priorities long term.
So, literally everything from whether you take your shoes off at the door to how you greet someone older,
Mm.
it can often trace back to family culture. It really is foundational. It's like your family hands you your first cultural toolkit to navigate the world, and
Mhm.
you just carry it with you. Slower, inviting tone. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. And we want you, listening, to think along with us here. No need to shout out answers or anything. Just let these ideas kind of bounce around in your mind.
Yeah, these are some important questions. Good to reflect on for our own lives and just the world around us. First one, how does culture influence the way you see yourself? Can you think of something specific?
Like maybe if your family culture really emphasizes being polite, never interrupting,
Hmm.
you might see yourself as like a really good listener.
Good example.
Or if your culture celebrates storytelling, maybe you see yourself as someone who loves sharing experiences.
Exactly. Okay, another question. Can a person belong to more than one culture? And if they can, how does that actually work day to day?
Oh, yeah, this makes me think of someone maybe whose family is from one country, but they grew up somewhere else entirely. So they're blending two national cultures.
Right.
You could be part of a really intense sports team culture and also part of like a music scene culture. That's like wearing multiple cultural hats, isn't it?
Uh,
And the research suggests that juggling those identities can actually make you incredibly adaptable.
it really can. It builds flexibility.
Hmm.
Okay, and the last one for now. How might culture affect friendships? Especially in a really diverse school or community. Imagine meeting someone new. How might your cultures connect? Or maybe differ in surprising ways? And how do you navigate that?
Yeah. How do you bridge those understandings sometimes?
It's a great question.
Okay, take a moment, really think about those. It's pretty amazing how much is happening under the surface, right? Influencing how we interact, how we feel about ourselves, about others. Often without us even realizing it until we pause and think. So, culture isn't static, it's not stuck in time. It's vibrant, it's always evolving. Have you ever noticed just how many fun, tangible ways different cultures express themselves? Let's talk about some of those.
Yeah, the sources highlight just incredible diversity. And lots of these will probably sound familiar to you, like holidays, for instance. You've got Eid, Christmas, Nowruz, Diwali, Lunar New Year, tons of them. And each one brings its own unique celebrations, specific traditions, really deep meanings.
And usually, really good food, that's a big one. You can practically travel the world just through taste buds.
I agree. Mhm.
You know, kebab, poutine, sushi, tacos. It's this delicious global menu, and every dish kind of tells a story about where it came from, the community.
That's exactly right. And clothes are another super clear example. Think about a sari versus a hoodie, or a kimono versus jeans. Each one tells a story, it has a context. They're not just fabric, they're often statements about identity or belonging.
True.
Then there's music. Oh man, Persian classical, hip-hop, drumming, K-pop. It's just this endless rhythm of global sounds, always moving, always changing.
Yeah, what's really fascinating there is how dynamic cultures are. They change, they mix, they influence each other constantly. Did the sources mention any like really surprising examples of cultural fusion? Maybe in music or food?
Oh, they absolutely did. It's happening all the time. The sources pointed out how many popular music genres today, like hip-hop or pop, pull in elements from traditional music from all over the globe.
Oh, okay.
So, for instance, you might hear a K-pop track that weaves in traditional Korean drumming with, like, modern electronic beats.
Correct.
Or you might find a fusion restaurant dish that uses French cooking techniques but with ingredients from Latin America. It's this constant, creative, and often delicious exchange.
That's cool. So it's not just separate boxes, it's all mixing together.
Exactly. Now, when we think about culture, it's pretty easy to focus on those surface things we just talked about, the food, the clothes, the music. They're visible, they're fun,
Yeah, they're the easiest to spot.
right? But to really understand culture, we kind of need to dig deeper. What's the real why behind all these expressions?
Okay, let's go beyond the menu then. What does that mean? Thinking beyond surface culture? Are we doing like cultural detective work now? Looking for clues?
Lightly, something like that. Yeah, it means reflecting on the meaning behind the expressions. So, for example, why is a certain type of music important to you? It might be more than just, oh, I like the beat.
Right.
Maybe it's, this music connects me to my grandparents and our heritage. Or this music is how I express my own individuality. That's deeper. Our sources actually detailed how something like the specific way tea is served in some East Asian cultures.
Right.
It's not just about being polite or hospitable.
Mm-hmm.
It's deeply connected to centuries-old ideas about mindfulness, respect for ceremony, even social structure. It points to a really foundational cultural value, maybe about order or harmony, that goes way beyond just the teapot itself.
Wow. Okay. So a dish isn't just tasty. It might represent deep family connections, community. Jeans aren't just comfy pants. They might symbolize a certain kind of independence or maybe a specific youth culture. It's really about connecting the what to the why, uncovering those core values like respect, community, independence that are hiding beneath the visible stuff.
Precisely. Finding that deeper layer.
Okay, so as we explore all these amazing cultural expressions, we start digging into their deeper meanings. An important question pops up, doesn't it? How can we truly appreciate all these differences while still making sure we respect all cultures equally? Have you ever felt kind of confused or unsure about how to do that?
That is such a big question, and a really important one, especially in our diverse schools and communities today. The sources really emphasize looking for both similarities and differences, understanding that our unique backgrounds actually enrich the whole group experience.
Makes the whole picture more interesting.
Totally. And it means always trying to approach others with an open mind, a spirit of respect. Critical thinking is key here, too. Questioning your own assumptions,
Hmm.
considering different viewpoints, not making snap judgments about someone just based on one thing you see or hear.
Yeah, it sounds like taking that extra second to understand the why behind someone's cultural practice instead of just reacting to the what, that can really unlock a deeper connection and respect.
Exactly.
It's like remembering everyone's cultural toolkit has value, even if the tools look different from yours.
Well,
Wow. Okay, what a deep dive this has been into culture and identity. We've talked about how culture is so much more than just what you see on the surface, how your family is like your first cultural teacher, and how our identities are shaped by all these incredible, often invisible influences.
yeah, we've seen how dynamic cultures are, how they weave together, and really the importance of looking beyond just the surface stuff to truly get the values that connect us all. It's about seeing the whole complex picture, not just the highlight reel, and appreciating that amazing diversity of human experience.
For sure. So to leave you with something to mull over, maybe grab a notebook or just let these ideas simmer for a bit. First, what's one part of your own culture that you now realize shapes how you see the world, maybe in a way you hadn't really thought about before?
Good question.
And second, how do the multiple cultures all around you, could be your school, your friends, even online communities, how did those influence your identity?
Lots to think about there.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this really fascinating deep dive. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep celebrating that amazing tapestry of cultures all around you. Slow.